What's going on there, guys, and welcome to Cars Insider. The makers of the rarest automobiles on the list are recognized for producing bespoke, high-performance luxury vehicles. Companies like Lamborghini, Ferrari, and Bugatti, on the other hand, wouldn't have automobiles routinely priced at the exorbitant rates indicated below. No, these luxury automobiles are classified as one-offs, museum or limited editions, art pieces that are indeed rare. But before we get started, please be sure to like our video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on our future videos. Number 10. 1957 Jaguar XKSS, $1.5 million. The Jaguar XKSS was a street-legal derivative of the D-Type racing vehicle. It was first produced in 1957 and resembles the Jaguar E-Type in appearance. Only 16 of these vehicles were manufactured out of a planned 25 almost 50 years ago, and the last 9 were built and debuted in 2016 according to the originals' precise specs. The Jaguar XKSS was made famous by legendary actor Steve McQueen, who purchased one for $5,000 in 1958 and drove it around Los Angeles. Steve McQueen's XKSS is worth an estimated $30 million according to Jalopnik, owing to who owned it. However, if you own one of the original XKSS versions, Jalopnik estimates that it will sell for $1.5 to $1.6 million. Number 9. Pagani Zonda. The Pagani Zonda was the vehicle that came before the Huayra. It's a mid-engine supercar that debuted in 1999 and went out of production in 2018 when the Zonda HP Barchetta was released. That same year, several commemorative specials were issued, including this one, the Revolucion. Since 2009, just 135 Zondas have been produced, including coupes, roadsters, and the Barchetta. The Zonda Revolucion is a unique final version of the automobile that was exclusively available to select customers and family members during Pagani's worldwide gathering Vanishing Point 2013. The engine, a 6.0-liter V12 with 789 horsepower and an X-Track 672 6-speed transversal and sequential gearbox with 20 millisecond gear changes, was designed by Mercedes-AMG. Only 5 of these automobiles were made, and they cost 2.2 million euros, about 2,620,000 pounds before taxes. Number 8. 1954 Oldsmobile 588, $3.24 million. The Oldsmobile 588 was a dreammobile developed in 1954 following Bill Lang's early concept. The body was made of fiberglass and was based on the chassis of a Chevrolet Corvette with the same 102-inch wheelbase. The automobile had a 5.3-liter Super 88 V8 engine with a 4-barrel carburetor that produced 250 horsepower and a rear axle adapted from a Corvette. The car's instrument panel was eventually used by the Cutlass. Number 7. 1994 Ferrari F40 LM, $3.3 million. The Ferrari F40 is a classic body design from Ferrari constructed between 1987 and 1992 as a mid-engined rear-wheel drive sports car. The F40 was created to commemorate Ferrari's 40th anniversary and was the successor to the 288 GTO. It was the late great Enzo Ferrari's final automobile design that he directly authorized. With a recommended retail price of $400,000, about $860,000 now, it was Ferrari's fastest, most powerful, and most expensive automobile at the time, with a twin-turbocharged V8 producing 471 horsepower and a peak speed of 199 miles per hour. In 1990, one of the original 1,311 cars was sold for £1 million to Formula One driver Nigel Mansell, setting a record that stood until the 2010s. According to Sotheby's, just 19 of the 1,311 F40s produced were F40 LMs. A 1994 F40 LM was supposed to sell for $2 to $2.5 million, according to GT Spirit, but ended up selling for $3.3 million. The F40 LM raced in a number of events after making its debut in the GTO category at Laguna Seca Raceway in 1989. Number 6. Mansory Bugatti Veyron Linea Vivere, $3.4 million. Since its debut in 2005, the Bugatti Veyron EB 16.4 has been one of the most well-known and popular supercars. The supercar went through many incarnations until being phased out in 2015 and replaced by the Bugatti Chiron. Top Gear called the first version of this automobile Car of the Decade and best car between 2000 to 2009 because of its top speed of 253 miles per hour. Guinness World Records recognizes the Veyron Supersport as the world's fastest street-legal production vehicle with a peak speed of 267.856 miles per hour, while the Veyron Grand Sport is the world's fastest roadster with a top speed of 254.04 miles per hour. The automobile has been created in many special editions, including this one, the Mansory Vivere Edition. Only 3 of these special edition automobiles were constructed, and one of them is now for sale on James Edition for $3.4 million. The engine is a quad-turbocharged 8.0-liter W16. The vehicle is painted in matte white and has the notorious Mansory carbon fiber weave on the outside, as well as new carbon front and rear bumpers and a reworked hood. Custom Mansory elements, including hand-stitched black and white leather upholstery that matches the exterior, have been installed throughout the inside. Number 5. 1928 Mercedes-Benz S-Type 26-120-180 Sports Tourer, $5 to $6 million. Mercedes and its descendant Mercedes-Benz were among the first foreign automobile manufacturers to achieve significant success in the United States. The company's K and S models were among the most costly automobiles on the market by the 1920s, distributed mostly via a New York distributor to some of the country's richest individuals, including General Motors mogul Cliff Durant. This 4-passenger sports tourer was sold to vaudeville singing sensation Al Johnson in 1928, who photographed with the automobile and his wife in New York. According to Sotheby's, he kept the automobile until 1947, when he sold it to Brooks Stevens, a young man known as the seer who made Milwaukee famous. Ferdinand Porsche, of a different automotive manufacturer you may remember, was the principal designer of this vehicle. Only a few of these sports tourers have survived into the 21st century, making it one of the world's most valuable automobiles. This automobile was on the lot at a recent Gooding & Company auction in Pebble Beach with an estimated price of $5 to $6 million. As you can see, it's a stunning piece of work from Porsche and one that Mercedes should be proud of and envious of. Number 4. 1964 Ford GT40, $7 million. The Ford GT40 was the first high-performance racing vehicle, and it served as a forerunner to the now famous Ford GT supercar. The GT40 was based on the British Lola MK6 and was powered by a succession of custom-built American engines. From 1966 through 1969, the GT40 won the 24 Hours of Le Mans 4 times in a row and placed 1, 2, 3 in 1966. The MK2 GT40 won Ford the first Le Mans win for an American company in 1966, with Henry Ford II in attendance. Number 3. 1998 McLaren F1 LM, $13.75 million. The McLaren F1 LM is a track-focused variant of the legendary McLaren F1. The automobile was created to honor the 5 McLaren F1 GTRs that finished first, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 13th in the 1995 24 Hours of Le Mans competition. The LM is built on the same F1 GTR, but with a regular F1 chassis. There were just 6 of these automobiles manufactured, and only 5 were sold. McLaren kept the 6 to use as a basis for building the F1 chassis. The F1 LMs are all distinguished by their papaya orange paint treatments, which were selected in honor of Bruce McLaren, whose racing color was also papaya orange. Number 2. 1970 Porsche 917, $14 million. The Porsche 917 is a prototype sports vehicle that's well known for a number of reasons. In 1970 and 1971, it delivered Porsche its first overall victory in the 24 Hours of Le Mans competition. Second, it was included in the film Le Mans, directed by Steve McQueen. The automobile driven by McQueen in the film was auctioned for $14 million in 2017, setting a new record for Porsche. Number 1. 1961 Ferrari 250 GT California SWB Spider, $17.16 million. A Ferrari 250 GT was utilized in the 80s movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off, so this stunning automobile could appear recognizable for a few viewers out there. Only 55 of these vehicles were ever produced, making it one of the most desirable Ferraris on the market, said car sumo Shergo Bazzari. The Ferrari 250 GT was produced from 1953 and 1964, with many race variations produced in the meantime. The automobile was designed to compete in long-distance races, mainly against Ferrari, who won Le Mans 6 times in a row between 1960 and 1965. As you can see, Ford's single-minded aim was successful. Well guys, this about wraps up our video, which we hope you guys enjoyed watching. And if you did, let us know by smashing that like button, and while you're at it, don't forget to let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. And before we get out of here, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon so you don't miss out on future videos going forward, unless of course you've done that already. And with that, we'll catch you guys later in another video. Bye now!